Sometimes the most extraordinary heroes come on four legs with wagging tails, and Roselle the guide dog is the perfect example. On the morning of September 11th, 2001, Roselle was doing what she did every day, guiding her blind owner, Michael Hinkson, through the bustling streets of New York City. Little did anyone know that her calm demeanor and unshakable focus would soon save lives. As the world around them descended into chaos following the attack on the World Trade Center, Roselle's instincts kicked in. Despite the noise, confusion, and fear that gripped the city, Roselle remained steadfast. She guided Michael through the smoke-filled hallways of the North Tower, navigating around obstacles with a precision that only a true hero could muster. With 78 floors standing between them and safety, Roselle didn't hesitate for a second. Step by step, she led Michael down the stairwell, never faltering, even as the building began to tremble. It's one thing to imagine a dog's loyalty, but it's another to witness it in action. Roselle's calm determination amidst the chaos was nothing short of extraordinary. Picture this. While others were struggling to find their way in the smoke and debris, Roselle was laser-focused, guiding Michael down each flight of stairs with the grace and determination of a seasoned first responder. She didn't stop for a single distraction, not a smell, not a sound, not even the tremors beneath her paws. This was no time for a coffee break, even in the city that never sleeps. By the time they reached the ground, Roselle had not only guided Michael to safety, but also inspired others to stay calm and follow suit. Her actions were a beacon of hope in one of the darkest moments in modern history. And let's not forget, after all that, she probably still had energy for a game of fetch. The elephant who saw danger, Ning Nong's tsunami senses. In the animal kingdom, elephants are known for their incredible memory and impressive size. But Ning Nong proved that they also have a sixth sense for danger. It was December 26, 2004, in Thailand. A day that started like any other, but would soon turn into a nightmare as one of the deadliest tsunamis in history was about to strike. However, Ning Nong, a young elephant, seemed to know something was wrong long before anyone else did. Ning Nong was carrying an 8-year-old girl named Amber Owen on his back, giving her a gentle ride along the beach. But suddenly, Ning Nong became restless. The usually calm elephant began to act out of character, tugging at his ropes and moving away from the shoreline. At first, it seemed like a minor tantrum, perhaps a reaction to something trivial. But Ning Nong wasn't just having a bad day, he was sensing the impending disaster. As the water began to recede ominously from the shore, a precursor to the deadly wave that would soon follow, Ning Nong sprang into action. Without waiting for anyone to give the command, he took off with Amber clinging to his back, heading away from the beach and up a hill. It wasn't an easy trek, especially with a small girl holding on for dear life. But Ning Nong powered through, his instincts driving him to get as far away from the water as possible. Imagine the scene. Tourists scrambling, locals shouting, and amidst the chaos, this incredible elephant galloping up the incline with the determination of a seasoned marathon runner. Ning Nong wasn't just running, he was leading Amber to safety, away from the oncoming wall of water that would soon engulf the beach. And all the while, Amber, who had no idea what was happening, could only trust in her massive, four-legged guardian. Ning Nong's quick action saved Amber's life that day. As the tsunami crashed onto the shore, destroying everything in its path, Amber and Ning Nong were already safely perched on higher ground, out of reach of the deadly wave. It's not every day that an elephant becomes a lifesaver, but Ning Nong wasn't just any elephant. He was a hero with a built-in danger detector. The beluga who broke the rules. Mila, the heroic whale. In the icy waters of the Arctic, where the only sounds are the gentle lapping of waves and the distant calls of seabirds, one particular beluga whale named Mila was about to make a splash that would go down in history. Now, belugas are known for their friendly nature and curious personalities, but Mila was about to prove that these gentle giants are more than just the clowns of the sea. They can be life-saving heroes too. It was during a free diving competition in China, where divers were pushing their limits in the frigid waters without any breathing apparatus. Yang Yun, a contestant, was determined to reach new depths quite literally. But as she descended into the cold, dark waters, something went terribly wrong. Her legs began to cramp and she found herself unable to move or swim back to the surface. With her lungs screaming for air and no one nearby to help, things looked dire. Enter Mila. Normally, whales mind their own business, cruising through the ocean and occasionally stopping to investigate a passing boat. But Mila was different. She had been watching the divers curiously, like an eager spectator at a sporting event. When she noticed Yang Yun struggling, Mila decided it was time to bend the unspoken rules of whale-human interaction. Without hesitation, Mila swam up to the distressed diver and gently nudged her with her nose, pushing her upwards. Yang Yun, already panicking and low on oxygen, must have been shocked to feel the firm but gentle nudge of what she probably assumed was a passing submarine. But Mila was no mere passerby, she was on a mission. With powerful thrusts of her tail, she guided Yang Yun towards the surface, ensuring she broke through to the sweet, life-giving air above. Picture it? A beluga whale with that permanent smile on her face, acting like an underwater lifeguard, calmly rescuing a diver in distress. It's like something out of a fairy tale, except this time the knight in shining armor is a whale with a built-in sonar. Mila's quick thinking and unexpected heroics saved Yang Yun's life that day, turning what could have been a tragic accident into a remarkable story of cross-species compassion. The protective penguin, Lala, and his daily mission. When you think of heroes, a waddling penguin with a tiny backpack probably doesn't come to mind. But Lala, a king penguin in Japan, was no ordinary bird. He wasn't content with just swimming around or standing on the ice. Lala had a mission, and that mission involved daily trips to the local fish market. Lala had been rescued by a Japanese family after being injured and, over time, became a beloved member of their household. But unlike most pets that are content with the occasional treat or belly rub, Lala decided he was going to pull his weight, literally. Every day, he would don his custom-made backpack and head off to the market, waddling through the streets like a tiny feathered delivery service. Now, you might think a penguin navigating the streets of Japan would cause a stir, and you'd be right. But Lala wasn't just out for a stroll, he was on a serious mission. He would make his way to the market, patiently stand in line, and wait for the fishmonger to fill his backpack with the freshest catch of the day. Once his load was secured, Lala would head back home, his tiny legs working overtime to carry his precious cargo. It's hard not to smile at the thought of Lala, with his determined waddle and a focused gaze, marching through town as if he had the most important job in the world. And in his mind, he probably did. After all, providing for his adopted family was no small task. Lala took his role seriously, never straying from his path or stopping for distractions. He was, in every sense, a penguin on a mission, a timely tapir, the rescue of a fallen farmer. In the dense jungles of Brazil, where wildlife roams freely and the air is thick with the scent of the earth, you might not expect a tapir, a shy pig-like creature with a penchant for munching on leaves, to be the hero of the day. But this story proves that even the most unassuming animals can have a heroic side. One day, a Brazilian farmer was out tending to his fields near a river when he slipped and fell into the fast-moving water. The river, swollen from recent rains, quickly swept him away, and his chances of survival looked slim. But as fate would have it, a tapir was nearby, grazing peacefully without a care in the world, until it spotted the farmer struggling against the current. Now, tapirs aren't exactly known for their speed or agility, but this particular tapir seemed to realize that something needed to be done, and fast. Without hesitation, the tapir plunged into the river, swimming toward the panicked farmer. With surprising strength, it nudged him with its snout, guiding him towards the riverbank. Imagine the farmer's shock. One minute he's fighting for his life, the next he's being rescued by what most people would mistake for an overgrown pig. But there was nothing clumsy about this rescue. The tapir's gentle but persistent nudges helped the farmer regain his footing and eventually crawl to safety on the riverbank. Once the farmer was out of danger, the tapir didn't stick around for applause or a thank you note. It simply returned to its grazing, as if saving humans from drowning was all in a day's work. The farmer, drenched and probably still in shock, was left with an incredible story to tell. One where his unlikely savior was a creature most people wouldn't even recognize. The fearless feline, Scarlet's fiery rescue. Cats are often seen as independent, aloof creatures who prefer lounging in sunbeams over heroic deeds. But Scarlet, a stray cat from Brooklyn, New York, shattered that stereotype with a fiery act of bravery that left everyone in awe. It was a typical day in 1996 when a fire broke out in an abandoned building where Scarlet had been caring for her 5 tiny kittens. As flames and smoke engulfed the structure, Scarlet had a choice: flee to safety or save her babies. Without a second thought, she charged into the inferno, determined to rescue her little ones. One by one, Scarlet carried her kittens out of the burning building, despite the searing heat and blinding smoke. Each trip into the flames left her more injured, her fur singed, and her eyes blistered. But Scarlet didn't stop until every single kitten was safe. By the time she had pulled the last one out, she was badly burned and could barely see, yet she still made sure all her kittens were alive and together before finally collapsing. Imagine the scene: a brave mother cat, covered in burns and barely able to stand, nudging her kittens to safety while the building blazed behind her. It's the kind of heroism you might expect from a firefighter, not a stray cat. But Scarlet wasn't just any cat. She was a fearless mother on a mission. The dolphin with a mission. Moko's incredible rescue. Dolphins are often celebrated for their intelligence and playful nature, but Moko, a bottlenose dolphin from New Zealand, took it a step further by becoming a real-life hero of the sea. One sunny day in 2008, Moko did something that left both locals and marine experts speechless. She saved two pygmy sperm whales from certain death. The two whales, a mother and her calf, had become stranded on a beach, trapped by the shallow waters and unable to find their way back to the open ocean. The situation was dire. Despite the best efforts of human rescuers, every attempt to guide the whales back to deeper water failed. The whales, confused and frightened, kept returning to shore, seemingly resigned to their fate. Enter Moko. The local dolphin, known for her friendly interactions with beachgoers, suddenly appeared on the scene as if she knew her help was needed. With a few clicks and whistles, dolphin speak if you will, Moko communicated with the stranded whales. What happened next was nothing short of miraculous. Moko positioned herself between the whales and the shore, guiding them away from the dangerous shallow waters. With the grace and ease that only a dolphin could muster, she led them through a narrow channel and back into the safety of the open sea. The once panicked whales followed Moko as if she were their own, trusting her completely in their moment of need. Imagine the astonishment of the onlookers. A dolphin, seemingly out of nowhere, stepping in to accomplish what humans couldn't. Moko's actions weren't just intelligent, they were deeply empathetic, showing a level of understanding and compassion that left everyone in awe. And after her job was done, Moko didn't stick around for accolades. She simply swam off, likely to resume her usual routine of frolicking in the waves.